So sailing has been out for over a week now. And while some people are figuring out the basics, there's other mechanics and shortcuts that will save you hours of frustration once you know them. Most people know how to chart and salvage by now, but let's talk about some stuff that might make a difference. Boat slots fill up as you level up, so having a plan on what boats you want to keep around actually matters. The first permanent slot should be a skiff, dedicated entirely to the Barracuda trials. When you can, deck it out with a crystal extractor right next to the helm, a wind or gale catcher, and if possible a greater teleport focus. This boat has one job: ripping through trials as fast as possible. For everything else, sloops are the way to go. A solid AFK salvaging setup includes 2 salvaging hooks, a salvaging station, a crystal extractor, keg, teleport focus, and wind catcher. It's basically the turn your brain off and gain XP boat. A combat variant is nearly identical but swaps the hooks for cannons. Eventually maybe a fishing focused sloop makes sense too, maybe with some high tier nets, chump station, fathom pearl, everything. But that's more of a luxury once there's dock space available. The reality is, unless someone is going for max cape or really wants the custom boat name at 99, pushing past 87 isn't really necessary right now. Brimstone access at 87 unlocks everything the skill currently offers. There's no need to feel like anything's being missed out by not grinding to 99 immediately. For bounty tasks or sea monster hunting, the cannon is the primary damage source. Attacking monsters directly with spells or ranged attacks does major reduced damage. But don't just blindly cannon everything. Weakness matters. Armored krakens, for example, they're weak to earth spells. Pairing earth magic with cannons actually speeds things up. When running bounties with a full crew, the optimal setup is 1 person navigating, 1 on the cannon and 1 on repairs. This frees up the player to contribute DPS with magic or ranged, which does legitimately help, but here's a detail that matters. If a crewmate is operating the cannon, cannonballs go in the cargo hold, but if the player is manning the cannon, keep them in your inventory. If you're on Runelight, shift right click the helm and change the default option to move here. Accidentally clicking it during a trial won't stop navigation this way. Same thing with the reset button. Menu entry swapper allows 1-click resets without the confirmation pop-up. Keep the crystal extractor right next to the helm. If it's anywhere else, the character will stop navigating to walk over and harvest crystals, which absolutely ruins flow. There's also a 5-tick delay before crystals can be grabbed for wind mode, so those 5 ticks should be used for proper positioning. Higher tier cells keep their speed boost active longer, which matters more than you'd think. The visual metronome plug can be set to match the cell's boost duration and reset every time the wind mode activates. It's a way better timing indicator than trying to eyeball or squint at the tiny numbers in the boost information plugin. For tight turns on courses like Gwyneth Glide, especially with a rosewood hull, slowing down using the interface buttons is necessary. Full speed will legitimately cause getting stuck on certain sections. If you're past the halfway point on a course and miss a crate, just turn around and grab it. It's usually faster than resetting. The exception is Gwyneth Glide, where the portals make backtracking basically impossible. When learning Marlin trials, focusing on building muscle memory before grinding for time requirements makes way more sense. Don't reset for hours trying to hit times immediately. That's just bleeding XP. Getting the route down first lets speed come naturally. The Sailing plugin will draw the optimal route between ports, which is helpful for the courier tasks. When hiring crew for this, prioritizing high deck handiness matters. They'll carry more crates per trip, which means fewer runs between the port and boat. Avoiding those mainland to Zia tasks while on the raft is smart. They're dangerous, take forever, and the XP isn't worth the time investment. Instead, look for tasks at intermediate ports along the routes that are already being taken. Double dipping on XP that way just makes sense. If there's a really good task at a distant location, just teleport there and summon the boat instead of sailing the whole way. But make sure your cargo hold is empty first, because whatever is left in there will get lost. Installing both the Wiki and Sailing Runelight plugin can be really helpful. They sync with account progress and show an interactive map on what's been charted and what hasn't. It's so much better than trying to track this manually. Some charting spots require a raft because they're in shallow or hard to reach areas. Knocking these out early means probably never needing a raft again unless Jagex adds more. For those duck current charts while you're following the duck around, moving at half speed is the sweet spot. It's like those old games where you had to escort someone. Running was always faster than the NPC, but walking is slower. Half speed prevents losing the dark and failing the char. Mermaid riddles are cryptic as hell. Honestly, just use the wiki unless you like torturing yourself with puzzles. Boosting in sailing is weird, and it catches people off guard constantly. You absolutely cannot boost to docks at ports you don't have the base level for. Drinking a whirlpool surprise at 87 won't let you access Grimstone. You need to actually be level 87. The Sailor's Amulet from salvaging is legitimately one of the best early unlocks. Charge it with lore runes and water runes, and it provides a teleport to the Pandemonium, Port Roberts, and Deep Fin Point once the Sailor's Market there has been activated. It's like having a house teleport tab for sailing. And if you don't know, facilities cannot be moved right now without destroying them. There's been a ton of community feedback about this, so it might change eventually, but for now boat layouts need to be planned carefully. Rebuilding stuff gets expensive and annoying fast. At 67 sailing there's a bounty task that's really good. Eagle Rays at Deep Fin Point. These things are borderline broken compared to other bounties. They only have 50 HP, die incredibly fast, and completing the bounty gives 7,500 XP. That's only slightly less than killing a vampire kraken, except krakens have way more HP and take way longer to kill. What makes this even better is you can stack 2 Eagle Ray bounties at once. One from Deep Fin Point and one from the Void Knight Outpost. They're separate tasks but they drop from the same monsters, so you complete both simultaneously. With a Mithril Cannon at 67 you can pull around 100k XP per hour, or 130k if you're tapping the Crystal Extractor. That's competitive with a lot of the higher level methods, and it's way more engaging than AFK salvaging if that's your thing. The Slayer's Amulet really shines here too. At level 73 you unlock the Crystal Extractor, which currently gives 600 XP every minute it's harvested. That's 36k XP per hour. Okay, completely scrap what I was just saying. It turns out as I'm editing this right now, Jagex has put out an update about the sailing XP. So they've changed quite a lot. You can see here it used to give you 34,000 XP, and now they've changed it to roughly 14,000 XP per hour. To be honest, I kind of get it. It was a lot of XP for doing essentially nothing. I know there's a whole bunch of people out there reading this so happy that they abused it before it got patched. Sailing's got a lot of moving parts, and some of the mechanics are maybe a bit confusing until they're learned the hard way. Focus on whatever's relevant to your current level and goals, and more importantly, have fun. The skill then becomes way more manageable than brute forcing everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, tap the video on screen if you want to see how sailing just collapsed the OSRS market. I hope you're having a good day, and until the next one, peace.